that.
Obama.
Oh, wow, wow.
I want to ask you about President Obama.
Oh, God. Okay, here we go.
President Obama,
Uh-huh.
do you think that he is being attacked by the individuals that are in the Tea Party, individuals that are neocons, and by the Hawks because of the color of his skin?
100%.
Or because of his policies?
100% color.
How do you say that?
I look at things in perspective to who I hang out with and who I've been involved in and what I've been I mean, I'm not doing third level information from somebody writing something or stuff like that. I kept coming in contact with stuff, and some of the stuff I shouldn't come in contact with. And I heard privy of conversations before he got in the White House of certain individuals trying to take him out. Now I can't talk about that.
Okay, and so...
And I mean take him out in the literal sense because they did not feel that he was going to be doing their agenda.
So you feel this is what is motivating Sean Hamilton, the O'Reilly factor, Bill O'Reilly, and Rush Limbaugh. You feel that's what's motivating
all
them?
of those folks out there, everyone, and please listen to me. I'm very vocal on this. Media is controlled, totally controlled. You have factions out there that are paying media hosts or whatever huge amounts of money. You wonder where they get their money from. Commercials, advertising is one level, but then political parties are backdooring a lot of these hosts. So these agendas that are forced down the public's throat are basically generated from those that are paying them to do. Okay, so going back to Obama, yes, a lot of it has, and then column B is that he's a black man, and white people have been scared of having black men in a...
Did y'all hear that? She said it. I agree with it. Okay, go ahead.
In any political position or any high-ranking position in any company. Now, how do I know that? I worked for the top 100 corporations, and I heard what was being said, and I heard that black men were fighting. So
unless you hold your hand like this, people don't know women hold their hands like that.
Let me do this. Bounce. I don't know. But anyway, what they, traditionally for years, they don't want black males in key roles. When I started working out here, God, like bunch of the year when it goes back. But anyway.
Women don't like to tell their age.
No,
so
certainly, no.
Okay.
So anyway, back then they had key punch machines. That tells you a little bit of dating.
Cobalt.
It was
Cobalt and Fortran, huh?
Yes, well, I'm talking a little bit before that. I want to get all up in there. You know, I go there. So anyway, back then, traditionally, blacks only held positions in companies as head of file rooms. Similar in capacity to managers, but they were not given that title, and they were not. I saw this because I worked in accounting. And I saw what was going on in these major corporations. I saw their hiring policies. That's the reason why they had affirmative action. But then, quote unquote, black people felt that they were okay and they didn't need affirmative action. What do you need affirmative action for?
Keep hope alive.
Yeah, exactly. Keep hope on, because the hope on is that they got rid of affirmative action because we went behind and said, oh, we don't need affirmative action because we educated. Okay, I saw people with master's degrees.
Educated fools.
Doctorates going into corporations and making less than 15 grand a year and just getting a management title, limited amount of responsibility in those jobs. I saw all this for going back years. So now people today think it's better when it isn't. I see black people, Negroes, or colored people. What do we call ourselves today? What are we? African Americans?
Yes.
What we? I got attacked when I used the word Negro Leagues. Somebody said to me, how dare I use Negro? But
say tomato, I say tomato.
yeah, okay, let's go with that. But the bottom line is that black men have been mistreated throughout the course of history. And this is the reason why there was a black wave of black men willing to support President Obama's presidential election because of the fact that he represented the black person being able to get to a level. Now, it doesn't mean that President Obama has been doing anything agenda-wise to dealing with the concern of the black community. I will say this because I'm black and I see what's going on. And I'm seeing that we have a situation in Chicago where you don't have equal rights, and this is his area, and you have a situation where you don't have affordable housing, you don't have a situation in schools with a proper education, you don't have a situation where it's actually looking into why people have a high level of diabetes in the black community, and they're not doing anything to really care for the black community. Thus, we don't have anybody there representing the black folk the way they're supposed to. And I will say this because I'm grandfathered in.
She said it. She said it. Let me ask you one more question about President. The rap, you know what your friend Alex Jones did a video called Obama.
Well, I know Alex Jones. Okay.
Before was. And then right here, a rapper called KRS-One that is in New York.
Okay.
And KRS-One made the statement that President Obama was selected before he was elected by the power elite. And what happened is whites were losing credibility around the world, and all they did was put a black face on the New World Order. Are you in compliance or disagreement with that?
I don't want to completely go into that, but I will go into it to this level for you to understand, and listeners to understand what's going on.
Okay.
Bottom line is, what was your question?
I go to Minister Farrakhan.
Okay.
Minister Farrakhan, let me reword. I know. Minister Farrakhan said that at Travis Smiley's fallen at Chicago State University, that under no illusion that President Obama was selected before he was elected by the power elite.
Okay, well,
to usher in a new world.
Well, let me kind of put this to a level to kind of understand. We've had how many black people run for public office? Like, for instance, I ran for mayor of the city of Chicago.
Oh.
Hi! Yo! Couldn't get no media coverage, even though the FCC said that I was supposed to get on the air, but none of the people I knew in the media would allow me on the air because it was a selective process. But shh, don't tell nobody. So now we got this situation with Obama. Okay? Now, you had, God, how many people ran for mayor and they couldn't even get money? And how many people out there have been trying to get support from black and white communities, and none of them could get nothing? And I remember when Mayor Harold Washington ran, okay, and I was living over there on the north side in the lakefront, and I was part of the 42nd Ward.
On the Gold Coast.
Yeah, and I was tied directly to President Cook County Board, George Dunn. Okay. And I was the one that solidified the black vote, white vote over there, the lakefront vote that came from me over there. And I went to Operation Push, and I orchestrated all that stuff and ran up on the media and forced them to come to terms and stop using standard terms against then Harold Washington. And the thing was, it worked, and it was able to get him to vote there, and then he got to vote over here. But the bottom line is today, there is no media. There's no way to do anything with that. So now, where did Obama get all the support all of a sudden? Because you had Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Yes.
He ran. How much support did he get?
Understand?
Now, that should answer your question.
We're going back to the question. That may be somebody that utilizing my interview skills. Is President Obama, was he selected by the public to bring in a new engineer, help the process of the New World Order?
I think I answered the question.
Yes, your answer is yes. Okay.
I answered the question. I told you, you have people running, they can't even get on the airways. They can't even get in the news.
Okay.
They can't even get on ABC, NBC, Channel 5. I couldn't get on there. Other people were running for mayor of the city of Chicago.
What year did you run?
This last year, just now.
You called me. You could have got on.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Who am I? I'm a small fry.
No. I was on Crow over there with Lanier. I also called the Crusader. I don't know if they ran anything. I think they may have, but because my dad was involved in. But you know, the other thing was I could not get any media coverage. It was biased, and by FCC rule and law, if they give one campaign minute to somebody, they're supposed to give the opposite the same minute, and they didn't do that. So it was influence in regards to who was going to get in, as far as the mayor of the city of Chicago. So why would you think it's different anywhere else?
I understand. But I got to ask you something from my audience over there in the Middle East.